We know that in our culture, having only female children can be seen as a disappointment, but you never made us feel that way. You always believed in us and supported us. Adeze, the pharmacist, added, "You taught us to be strong and independent and to never give up on our dreams." In the beautiful city of Enugu, in the heart of Igbo land, lived a loving family of five: Mr. Okafor, his wife Amara, and their three daughters, Ugochi, Adaeze, and Chidima. Mr. Okafor, a kind and gentle man, was a successful businessman who always put his family first. He was known for his generosity and wisdom, often helping others in the community. Amara, his wife, was a devoted mother and homemaker who took care of their home and children with love and care. She was known for her delicious cooking and her ability to make everyone feel welcome in their home. Ugochi, the eldest, was a medical doctor who had just graduated from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. She had always been passionate about helping people and was determined to make a difference in her community. Adaeze, the middle child, was a pharmacist who owned a successful pharmacy in Enugu. She had worked hard to establish a business and was proud of the positive impact it had on the community. Chidima, the youngest, was an accountant who worked in a reputable firm in Lagos. She was known for her sharp mind and attention to details, qualities that made her excel in her job. Despite their busy schedule, the family always made time for each other. They were a close-knit family who valued love, respect, and tradition. Mr. Okafor was proud of his daughters and their achievements, and he always showed them love and support. He often said that his greatest joy was seeing his daughters happy and successful. On this particular day, the family had gathered at their home in Enugu to celebrate Father's Day. Ugochi, Adaeze, and Chidima had planned a surprise party for their beloved father. They wanted to show him how much they appreciated his love and dedication to their family. As they sat in the living room, surrounded by balloons and flowers, Amara smiled at her husband and said, "You deserve the love and celebration today, my dear. You have been an amazing father to our daughters." Mr. Okafor beamed with pride, his eyes shining with happiness. "I am grateful for my family," he said. "You all mean the world to me." The day of the surprise party had finally arrived, and the daughters were excited to celebrate their father. They had decorated their house with colorful balloons and flowers, and a big banner that read, "Happy Father's Day, Daddy." The aroma of Amara's special jollof rice and fried chicken filled the air, making everyone feel festive. As Mr. Okafor walked into the living room, he was taken aback by surprise. His eyes widened with joy and a big smile spread across his face. "Wow, my daughters, this is amazing," he said. Amara, his wife, smiled and said, "We wanted to show you how much we appreciate you, my dear. You have been an amazing father to our girls." Ugochi, the medical doctor, stepped forward and said, "Daddy, we know that in our culture, having only female children can be seen as a disappointment, but you never made us feel that way. You always believed in us and supported us." Adaeze, the pharmacist, added, "You taught us to be strong and independent and to never give up on our dreams." Chidima, the accountant, nodded in agreement. "And you always showed us love and kindness even when others doubt our worth." Mr. Okafor's eyes welled up with tears as he listened to his daughter's heartfelt words. He knew that he had faced challenges in his family for having only female children, but he had never let that affect his love and support for his daughters. Thank you, my dear daughters, he said, his voice choked with emotion. You are my blessings, and I am proud of the women you have become. The celebration continued with laughter and joy. They enjoyed a delicious meal together, sharing stories and memories. Amara cooking was praised by everyone, and the daughters took turns serving their father, making sure he felt special on his day. As they sat in their living room, surrounded by photos and memories, Amara began to tell the story of how she and Mr. Okafor met and fell in love. The daughters listened with rapt attention, laughing and asking questions. I remember when your father refused to marry another wife, Amara said, smiling. His family was pressurizing him, but he stood firm. He said, a child is a child, regardless of gender. Ugochi nodded, and he always treated us like queens, never making us feel like we were less because we were girls. Adeze added, and he supported us in everything we did, even when we wanted to pursue careers in male-dominated field. Chidinma smiled, and he taught us to be strong and independent, to never rely on anyone else to define our worth. As they reminisced, Mr. Okafor's eyes shone with pride and happiness. He knew that he had made the right decision in standing up to his family and supporting his daughters. I remember our first date, Mr. Okafor said, looking at Amara with love. We went to a small restaurant and I was so nervous, but you made me feel at ease with your beautiful smile. Amara laughed, and you were so charming and kind. I knew then that you were the one for me. The daughters listened with smiles on their faces, feeling grateful for the love their parents shared. It was a love that had withstood the test of time and had become the foundation of their family strength. As the day went on, the family decided to take a trip down memory lane. They looked at old photos, reminisced about the past experiences, and celebrated the love and support they had for each other. Ugochi, the medical doctor, pulled out an old photo of their family trip to the beach. Remembered when we went to the beach and built sand castles? She asked, laughing. Adeze, the pharmacist, smiled and remembered when Daddy taught us how to swim. You were so patient with us, even when we were scared of the water. Chidinma, the accountant, giggled and remembered when we were at a water fight and got soaked to the bone. It was so much fun. Okafor chuckled, his eyes shining with happiness. Those were good times, my daughters. I am so proud of the women you have become. Amara, his wife, smiled. And I am so proud of the man you are, my dear. You have been an amazing father and husband. As they continued to look through the photos, they came across a picture of Mr. Okafor holding a baby, Ugochi. This was taken the day Ugochi was born, Amara said. You were so happy and you couldn't stop smiling. Mr. Okafor nodded. I remember that day like it was yesterday. Holding you for the first time, Ugochi, was one of the happiest moments of my life. Ugochi smiled, and you were there for all of us. From the day we were born to now, you have always been our rock. The family continued to share stories and memories, laughing and crying together as they celebrated Father's Day. They knew that their bond was unbreakable and that Mr. Okafor's love and support had made all the difference in their lives. As the celebration came to a close, Mr. Okafor gathered his daughters around him. My dear children, he said, his voice filled with wisdom. I want to share something with you. Being a father has taught me that love and support are the greatest gifts we can give each other. Never forget that no matter where life takes you, your family will always be here for you. Ugochi nodded, her eyes shining with tears. We won't forget, Daddy. Your love and support have made us the women we are today. Adaeze smiled, and we will pass on that love and support to our own families one day. Chidinma hugged her father tightly. Thank you for being the best father in the world, Daddy. Mr. Okafor smiled, his heart full of joy. You are my blessings, my daughters. I am proud of you, and I will always be here for you. The family hugged each other tightly, knowing that their bond was unbreakable. As they celebrated Father's Day, they knew that Mr. Okafor's wisdom and love would stay with them forever. As they sat together, Mr. Okafor shared more of his life lessons. Always be kind and compassionate, he said. Treat others with respect and never let anyone make you feel less than you are. Ugochi listening intently. You have always taught us to be kind, Daddy. It's one of most important things you have taught us. Adaeze added, and you have shown us by example. You have always been kind and generous to others. Chidinma nodded. And you have taught us to stand up for ourselves and to be proud of who we are. Mr. Okafor smiled. I am glad that you have learnt these lessons. They will serve you well in life. Despite the joyous celebration, the Okafor family had faced many challenges over the years. Mr. Okafor had often been pressured by his relative to have a son, but he always stood firm to his love and support for his daughters. One evening, as they sat together, Ugochi asked, Daddy, how did you handle all the pressure from your family? Mr. Okafor sighed and said, It wasn't easy, my dear, but I knew that each of you was a gift. I wanted to raise you to be strong, independent women who could achieve anything you set your mind to do. Adaeze added, and you did, Daddy. You showed us that we were enough just as we are. Chidinma smiled, and you always encourage us to follow our dreams, no matter what others said. Mr. Okafor nodded, his eyes filled with love. You are my pride and joy, and I wouldn't change a thing. Amara, his wife, looked at him with admiration. You were always so strong, even when things were difficult. You never let anyone make you feel that our family was incomplete. Mr. Okafor nodded. I knew that our family was perfect, just the way it was. I wanted to raise our daughters to be strong and confident, and I am proud of the women you have become. Ugochi smiled, and we are proud of you, Daddy. You have always been there for us, through all the challenges and joys. The family continued to share their stories and tradition, knowing that they were passing on important values to the next generation. They knew that their culture and tradition were a source of strength and pride, and they wanted to keep them alive. The bond between Mr. Okafor and his daughters was unbreakable. They shared a special connection that was built on love, trust, and mutual respect. One day, as they sat together, Ugochi said, Daddy, you have always been there for us, through all the ups and downs. You have never let us down. Adaeze added, and you have always believed in us, even when we doubted ourselves. And you have taught us to be strong and independent, to never give up on our dreams. Mr. Okafor smiled, his heart full of love. You are my pride and joy, my daughters, and I will always be here for you. As the family continued to celebrate Father's Day, they also looked forward to the future. They knew that no matter where life took them, their bond will always remain strong. Ugochi, the medical doctor, said, I want to continue helping people and making a difference in the world. Adeze, the pharmacist, added, and I want to expand my pharmacy and reach more people in need. Chidinma, the accountant, smiled, and I want to continue growing in my career and making my family proud. Mr. Okafor nodded, his eyes shining with pride. I know that each of you will achieve great things, and I will always be here to support you no matter what. As the family hugged each other tightly, they knew that their love and support would carry them through whatever challenges lay ahead. They were a family bound by love and unbreakable bonds, and they would always be there for each other.